Okay, hello, sixth grade. First off, I'm a little bit sorry I can't be here on your second day of art, but I'm going to show you how to do a graphite transfer, and it should be pretty easy. It's not that hard to do. It's really finding the shapes that's going to be the challenge. So what you're going to try to do is divide up your face into lots of different shapes, kind of like a stained glass window or a puzzle, all right? But I don't want you to like draw a circle or a triangle or put lines in it. Ooh, put lines in it like that. I want you to actually find the shapes that are already in the face. So you're going to get a photograph that I took from you yesterday. And then what I want you to do is, oh, and you also should have your board. You need to tape all the way around so that the paper doesn't wrinkle when we paint, but you need to tape all the way around a white piece of paper, okay? When you're done with that, then you're going to take your photograph. I'm going to put that aside for a second, turn the photograph upside down, and this is how we do a graphite transfer. You take your pencil and you very quickly but strong, and it needs to be pretty dark, you need to fill up the paper. Let me do the magic of video. Let's do that. Ta-da! Okay, so I have it all the way colored in the back with graphite, okay? We sometimes call this lead, but truthfully it's graphite, and this is why we call this a graphite transfer. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the photo on here, and I'm going to rip 2 pieces of tape at the top to keep it stable, okay? This way I can pick it up and look at it as we're going along, but it won't move on me. It's really important that it does not move, okay? So I'm going to find just the basic shapes, the natural shapes that occur on Kari's face here. So I'm going to draw an outline of his face, and I'm trying to be very careful because if I'm real sloppy, he's going to end up with a big nose and funny mouth, and he'll look like a Muppet more than himself. But as I'm pushing kind of hard. You do not need to use a color pencil. I'm only using color pencil so you can see it a little bit better, but you can use a regular pencil if you want to. But see how as I'm putting that down, it makes a mark, okay? Usually here's when the kids go, ooh. All right, so I'm going to draw a line like that, and I'm going to go all the way around the face first. Let me go all the way around the head because that's an obvious shape. And the next obvious shape would be maybe where the hair and the head, meet. That's an obvious shape. Now there are lots of shapes in the ear, for example. Maybe 100 of them if I did every little one there, but I'm going to simplify it into about 4 or 5. They should be about the size of your fingernail, not much smaller than that, because remember you're going to paint this. You want around 25 to 30 different shapes. You do not want 60 to 100 shapes. It's just going to take you too long to paint that. Remember, we're painting each one of these shapes, and if I were to count this one, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in his head. His glasses make up maybe 3 or 4 of the shapes, okay? So I'm going to look at this and I say, oh, there's a black shape right here. I'm just going to do that. And there's a shape kind of from the curl right here. This gray seems to go together, so I'm going to make that go together. It's not an exact science. This is truly an art. What feels right probably is right. Okay, there's lots of ways I can do this. Now his face. There's a dark shadow right here. I'm going to draw that shape into there, and this is huge right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a kind of a shadow where his cheek is down a little bit there, and I'm going to connect that because this is a long shape right here. His eyebrow. It seems to be a shape. I wouldn't do all of the parts of the eye. Just a triangle will be good. Now this is a huge shape, so I might, break that up so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes. Maybe even that shadow right there. Now I see a little triangle on right there. Maybe connect that like that. Break this space up a little bit. That's pretty good. You definitely want a shirt. And once again, you don't want one shape for the entire shirt. I might pick up that wrinkle, but not all of the wrinkles. Maybe a line right there. And some of you girls with long hair, you might be drawing a strand of hair. Do not do the hair with little straight lines. This is shapes, okay? You want to think like shapes. Then once you get that done, I want you to go back with your pencil and darkly but carefully, I want you to draw all of the lines in there that you might see for the shapes. Then the background, you can either do like straight lines like that, or you can do curved lines like this. That's really up to you. But try to get, because you don't want anything bigger than your fist, because that would take a long time to paint. But that looks like a pretty good line drawing for today. I'm going to go ahead and outline that so it's ready. And then this is what I'd like to see you to bring to art class. Actually, you probably paint some because I forget you're home. So the green group, you guys are going to paint a couple days, get a couple colors in. Remember, focus your colors on a certain type. That will be also, look for an Ed puzzle. There'll be an Ed puzzle to talk about that. So that is it. Graphite transfer.